This is Sway.
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 In the morning.
In the morning.
In the morning.
Don't shake your vibe.
Wake your fuck ass up.
The most critically acclaimed critical critic of them all. It's Movie Junkie.
Should this be calling me, man? Be calling me, man.
With DB.
You are such an asshole.
On Sway in the Morning.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I am DB. Today is a very special edition of Movie Junkie because I have with me the star of the upcoming film Creed. He plays the son of Apollo, Adonis Creed, Mr. Michael B. Jordan. Thank you for coming out, man. I appreciate you sitting down with us, man. Yo, the movie is amazing, by the way, and I want to show you this so you know I'm not lying. Before I even knew you were coming up here, I said that it's going in my top 3 this year, man.
That's
all right. I'm not lying.
That's 2 weeks ago. I see it. Got the timeline.
It was definitely one of the best movies in the Rocky franchise, if not the best now, because a lot of people think that Rocky, you know, they consider it, they'll probably vote it as one of the best boxing or sports films, you know, of all time.
Yep.
But I think at its core, Rocky is a love story.
For sure.
He couldn't accomplish what he did without Adrian and the love of the people that he had around him. And I feel like Creed really harnesses that aspect. Did Stallone have a vision going into this and then he executed it with you and Ryan Coogler to say like, hey, can you bring this to life? Or was it like a collaborative effort between the three of you guys?
No, I mean, this is Ryan's idea, front and center from the beginning. We talked about this before we even shot Fruitvale Station. He asked me if I wanted to do this project, and I was like, yeah, cool, I'm down.
So this goes back even before Fruitvale?
About 3 years ago.
Wow.
About 3 years ago, and it's based off the relationship between him and his dad. His dad had, gotten sick. And this was like a film that was very personal to them that Ryan used to, that his father used to sit down and make him watch before like football matches and karate matches and stuff like that. So this is a very personal project to him. And he, wanted to make this movie and tell this story about, one of his heroes getting sick, you know what I'm saying? Like, which was his father. And we never knew what Fruitvale Station was going to become. But yeah, God willing, that, was a success. And, it gave Ryan and myself some heat. And, Ryan, Sly took a look at it. At first, he didn't want to do it at all, and he kind of felt like Rocky was like, put done. To bed, and kind of done. So, it took some massaging and some people, in his corner, and it ultimately it came to fruition.
That's dope because in the film, starting out, you play Adonis, but you don't go by Creed. You start off as Adonis Johnson.
Yes.
Because you don't have a relationship with him and you feel like this abandoned child.
I mean, he just got a lot of questions, man. It's like, imagine if, somebody that, is kin to you is stopping you from doing anything that's not even around, but it's stopping you from pursuing your dreams. You know what I'm saying? But you don't know why. You have all these questions, but nobody to answer them. He kind of, seeks out, Rocky, in the sense of trying to find some answers to those questions because he's the only person that knew my dad, he was his best friend. And then ultimately, realizing that he wanted and needed that father figure in his life, and then Rocky becoming that and kind of filling that void. And then it's kind of like this odd couple, kind of two worlds coming together, both needing each other. And it works out. It's a cool little relationship that we end up building.
I actually got a little emotional. I'm not even going to lie, man. I shed a tear because...
Dropped a tear?
Yo, I'm not going to lie. I will be honest. I actually didn't have a relationship with my father growing up. So anytime I see, it's like Fresh Prince episode when his father left him, like I was crying during that shit.
That statue?
Yeah, so it's like, how come you don't want me, man? So anytime I see a movie, a TV show, anything that has to do with those, father-son relationship things, it kind of brings something out of me because it is personal.
And it's unfortunately that's something that a lot of, young males have to deal with, and that's something that, Ryan definitely wanted to, talk about and have be a theme. Of these kids that grow up without that father figure in their life, and how that does shape and mold them, and the opportunities. I'm saying, just kind of like the psyche and the psychology behind it, and and what Adonis represents is somebody that got fortunate enough to get pulled out of that system. Right. You know what I'm saying, and get a chance and to nurture his wants and his talents to figure out exactly what he wants to be and who he wants to be in life. So it was a that's a big deal, man.
Yeah. There's a scene where, I don't want to give too much away, but there's a scene where Rocky talks to you about his son in the movie. Stallone actually did lose his son in real life, so that must have been a really tough scene for him to film. But outside of that, I know with all the other emotion, was there a lot of challenges filming in Philly with like people coming up to you on the set and Stallone and...
I mean, Sly can't walk around the street. I mean, he's like a walking guide out there, man. We were doing some of our exterior scenes like on the sidewalks, it was 100 extras. I mean, not even extras, fans just standing there waiting. As soon as we yell, cut, Sly, Rocky, it was like it was unreal. But you really get an understanding of how important Rocky is to the city of Philly and to the world, how inspiring he is. Like it's a real thing, man. It's a real thing.
You and Ryan must have had some sort of influence in bringing the elements that the younger generation would be able to identify with, because younger kids are going to hear like Meek Mill in the movie, and then they're going to see like some rappers that they know and familiar with
as well.
Right. So did you guys bring those elements to the table?
Yeah, I mean, there's something that Ryan, honestly, man, our fearless, leader, you know what I'm saying, Ryan Coogler, that, always set from the beginning, we got to look at Philly as a whole, because Philly is a character itself, and we want to really, show, the other side of the tracks, you know what I'm saying? There's a whole other world, other side of Philly that we never got a chance to see, in the first, 6 Rockies. So we really want to shine a light on, a culture that's very now, you know what I'm saying? The dirt bikes, the quads, you know what I'm saying? Like the rap music, you know what I'm saying? That's very much so Philly. The artistic, you know what I'm saying? The Bianca side of things, the poetry, the you know what I'm saying? Like that very artistic side of Philly, that's definitely there. The murals, you know what I'm saying? The music, it's like the food, it's the slang, it's just, and they own who they are. Philly is definitely a very proud city, and it may not fit in between New York or here or Boston or any of that, but they're who they are, and they accept it, and that's definitely something that we wanted to show throughout this film.
The training regimen I definitely want to talk about, because everybody knows Apollo was pretty jacked up.
Man,
you know what I mean?
Dudes, that was one thing I did see. I was like, yeah, okay, that's the bar. All right, we got to come close.
And and if you're going to be the son of Apollo, you definitely got to come looking jacked yourself. And so I feel like you had to put on a lot of muscle and a lot of weight. So did you train as a boxer would in order to get fit, or did you do like weightlifting?
Both.
Okay.
Both. I did both. My trainer, Corey Callier, he used to be a professional bodybuilder, and so I definitely lift weights a lot. And then I also mixed in a lot of the boxing and stuff during my training process, because that just gives you those elongated muscles. I didn't want like a defensive end or something like that, or like a wrestler. That's not the body I was trying to go for. So we definitely wanted to like leave some room for improvement, but definitely like come in, because Adonis himself, he wasn't like a pro fighter for like years and years. He was his first pro fight. So we wanted to be really realistic to the character, and not make him look too action figure-ish, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying, make him
you definitely got to look like you related to Apollo. You can't be some scrawny dude holding that Creed name.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm not a big gossip guy, but there were rumors that an altercation broke out on set. Was that any truth to that? Because they said Stallone had to get involved, and
nah, man, man, the gossip and just like the rumors and also how crazy stories get spun is unreal. But nah, it wasn't nothing like that. Whenever you got boxers in the ring,
that's what I was gonna say. I
imagine,
what I'm saying?
And testosterone and just actor, whatever it is, man. It's you're gonna get some type of something, but it wasn't a big deal. It wasn't nothing like that.
Because with boxing movies, it's a lot harder than if you're doing like say an MMA fight movie or any kind of choreographed action scenes and fight stuff. With boxing, you have to make it look as real as possible without hurting anybody or getting people, emotions jacked up and people getting crazy.
You got to take those real hits.
Right. So I know that there's a couple that somebody's going to get you on the chin or maybe catch one in the stomach.
I think that was the trickiest part for me. It's like, we're acting, right? Look at me in the eyes, okay? Don't let the lights and the bell and the crowd fool you, okay?
They're gonna yell cut at some point.
Yeah, exactly. But just honestly doing it over and over and over again. But sometimes certain punches, you know what I'm saying, you can't.
You showing me video now of the.
That wasn't no phantom. I
heard that.
There was no missing on that one. So sometimes you gotta take a real hit to make sure you get the shot. And that's kind of what happened, man.
Right.
Kind of what happened.
It's awesome, man. So, can we expect any further Creed now that this is almost like a standalone or a transition into a new era of the Rocky movie?
I mean, you ask Ryan, he wouldn't give an answer or anything like that. But nah, I mean, it's one of those things that I think that, within success, the movie hasn't even came out yet. But I think Adonis is a character that people want to see kind of what happens next. He has his new family, this new relationship with Bianca. What happens next with Rocky? What happens next? I mean, I would want a sequel for sure. So I would say yes.
I know the citizens of Sway in the Morning are going to love it, because Rocky wakes you up with the song that we play every morning here on the show. Okay. Wake Up Everybody, Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. And when I heard that, I was like, you got to be kidding me, man. Like, you wake up and you're like, what is going on? And you see Stallone dancing in his kitchen or his apartment. He's like, come on, man, this is the good song to wake up to. So, citizens, you're definitely going to love this movie. It's out next Wednesday, November 25th. Rocky fans, you're going to love this one. Michael, thank you, man. I appreciate it, man. Best of luck to you.
I'm a big fan of you guys, man.